morning and welcome to FYI Second Thursday. So we always get the opportunity to catch up with the mayor, and you got your list of things there. But Scott, we got to lead off with tailgate and tall boys. I mean, it's been front there on the paper. So what's happening right now?
Yeah, so it took a while here to get the final year settled up. And that's just basically because you're waiting on invoices, you're paying invoices, you're checking accounting, you're making sure that everything that was spent on the festival is accounted for in correct order and all that good stuff. So it took a while to get it done. We're finished now with year 3. We had it at the finance committee on the 25th. It'll be on the council meeting next Tuesday. The spend for the city this year was about $440,000 is what it was. We were down pretty good in ticket revenues. We kind of saw a trend as we were going through every year. Ticket sales were fairly good at the beginning, and then they would slow down for quite some time. And then in the previous 2 years, year 1 and year 2, in May and then closer to the festival, we saw a huge bump in sales, right? So as we were going through year 3, it wasn't really alarming what we were seeing, because we were a little off pace, but we were kind of on pace, a similar trend to what we had the first 2 years. But then in May, we didn't see that uptick as high as it normally was. So we were down in the ticket revenue side, which then you're down in the ancillary revenue side, food, drinks, merchandise, all that kind of stuff. So that brings you down if you have less people there, right? That was really the thing. So attendance was the big downfall, I guess, of this year, and it could be a lot of things, And if you read the paper, I mentioned it could have been economy. It could have been that there was weather on Saturday and people didn't buy single day tickets. It could have been the lineup. It could have been a lot of different things, right? School had gotten out that week, so maybe that was part of it too. So having it that early in the year and school going that late. So you can't really pinpoint one thing. We still had, and I don't have the number, we still had a similar trend of people from outside the community coming here. Those numbers were always higher than local people going to the festival, which is kind of crazy to me, but we saw that. So everything was kind of similar. It's just the attendance was down.
And visiting with Scott Maddasion. I know you and Josh are big drivers for this event. And for it to continue, what's it going to take?
Yeah, obviously it's going to take the city council to, want to continue to fund it. But what I think it's going to take is, now that we've learned over 3 years kind of what this is and what it can be, we need to, I guess the right word would be to right size it for Clinton, right? Make it so where, it's extremely successful at 5,000 or 6,000 people a day. We were really, with the lineups that we had and, the national Tim McGraw's and the Jason Aldean's and the Jelly Rolls, we were really building the festival based on 10 to 12,000 a day. And there's a couple days throughout the years where we got to that level. Year 2, we definitely got to that level 2 days on the Jelly Roll and the Shine Down Day, right? And so we just got to kind of scale it back a little bit and build it more for what Clinton is, right? Or what Clinton can be and what Clinton can support. And that's the big thing, is knowing the market, knowing the trends, and knowing what you can and cannot do. Because, you can't... You can't build a lineup that the buying base is not there, right? So I think that's really what we have to do, is we have to do that. If the city, now that we've seen it, we can change production a little bit, where the quality to the concert goer has not changed, but will require less resources backstage and things like that. So we have a lot of ideas on how to do things, and we just need to put something together and bring it in front of the council, and then let them decide if it's something they want to continue.
And we were talking before we went on air, you can see this being successful and profitable, as you say, as you scale down and make some changes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I absolutely think we can. I think even when we had discussions with USA Concerts at the beginning, they told us it was a 3 to 5 year grind until we got it to where it needs to go, right? They know that because it's a new market. It's a new, even though you have that national name that they have of Tailgating Tall Boys, it's still a new market. It's still a new festival. It's something that they haven't done before. So I think over the 3 years, we really changed. We changed the layout. We changed the flow of things. We changed a lot of stuff that made it really easy for the concert goer in and out. We added a lot of camping. We did a lot of different things like that. So as far as logistics, we have that down, right? Okay. Now it comes down to controlling the artist budget, controlling the production budget to make sure it fits with what we're going to see as far as attendance, and then continuing to market and not only getting the local folks to support it, but getting folks from all over to support it as well.
All right, appreciate you. Removal of traffic signals. Talk about that.
Yeah, that's a hot topic right now. The council approved to remove the traffic signals on 3rd Avenue South, 4th Avenue South, and 7th Avenue South down on 2nd Street, right? And a lot of people are throwing this around, kind of pitting against Tailgating Tall Boys, like that's why we can't afford traffic lights anymore. And that is so far from the truth, it's not even funny, right? I chuckle when I read comments like that because it's just not true. We had conversations about this quite some time ago about removing those traffic lights down there because they're not warranted anymore based on traffic flows, right? Also, people are saying, it's going to be a racetrack down there now. The speed limit's 20 miles an hour. We need to adhere to the speed limit, and it's not a racetrack, right? I think we had the same comments if you look back when they took the stoplights off on 3rd Street there, would be 5th Avenue South on 3rd Street, and then 4th as well, right?
Right.
Flows just fine down there now, right? And it's going to flow just fine down on 2nd Street as well. We left the stoplight on 7th mainly because of the buses there, right? It was important to have the bus stop there. 6th.
Yeah.
The one on 2nd Avenue South, I thought it was extremely important to leave it in there just because that's a main thoroughfare for pedestrians to get to the river and to the pool. So we left that one there. We have 6th and we have 9th still. So all the main thoroughfares to get to the river still have a traffic light. And then if you look up and down 2nd Street, we have a ton of intersections all the way up and down it that don't have traffic lights that people stop and cross and go, and they're just fine. So the PD is going to monitor downtown. We may need to do like a no parking here to corner in a couple spots to make sure we don't have any blind spots when you're trying to cross, mainly down there in that 3rd and 4th Avenue spot. They don't feel like we're going to have much of an issue at the moment, but they're going to monitor that and we're going to watch it and look. But this is one of those things that it's not about cost. In the sense that those traffic signals are getting extremely old, and when they need replaced, they're like $500,000 a piece. They're not cheap, right? I mean, it's a lot of money. So what this is going to do is it's going to still maintain order in traffic because there are traffic control mechanisms down there, and then it's going to open it up a little bit as traffic flows. So.
Okay, so on 2nd Street, say from 2nd Avenue to 5th Avenue. You're going to have stop signs on the avenue so people on 2nd Street will continue on. Okay.
Yep,
all
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Manufacturing Drive, how's that coming along?
Yeah, I would defer everyone to go back to the press release on September 22nd, 23rd. Got a pretty comprehensive update of what we're looking at, and just kind of a quick thing. I drove by there yesterday. Right by Bluff and College Avenue, they were laying the stripes down on it yesterday at about 5 o'clock. I saw them doing that, so that should be getting opened here soon. So then College Avenue all the way down to 19th will be back open again, all completed. The bridge down there by Purina or Nestle is going to be opening up here hopefully soon in the next weeks, right? To get that open. The second bridge won't start till February, right? So there'll be a time frame in there where that little corridor will be open there, and then they'll continue to work on that road in the middle. So anybody that's out there, I would tell them to go look at that press release. There's maps that I brought here. Obviously, they can't see that, but there's maps that show what's completed, what's coming in 2026, what's going to finish out here in 2025, so that everybody understands kind of where that project is and how it's going. So
the part that really interests me about this is the north end of it, because you're starting at where at on the north end? Is it 9th Avenue or where?
It's going to go all the way to 4th Street.
I know, but
yeah.
That avenue there, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it will. It's
Do
going to
they
be
do that in sections then? I mean,
Yeah,
4 or 5 block sections or what?
I don't know the exact how many blocks, but they're going to do it in sections. Yes,
Okay.
because obviously to take that whole thing down at one time just would be. I mean, there'd be parts of it that they're not even working on, right? Because you can only work so much on
Right.
things. So yeah, they're going to do it in sections, just like they did on the other side. But the manufacturing side is the I guess the phase 1 of the 2. So yeah.
You know, the one that I saw when you were talking about this earlier, Springdale Drive, try and connect that almost straight on with 4th Avenue North.
Yeah, they're gonna. There's potential that we would put a roundabout in there, but either way, they're gonna try to make sure that intersection's not skewed, because there are a lot of people that pull out, take a right, and then take a quick left to get on there, and we gotta straighten that out. That's why that house has gone there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we took. We paid for that property so that we could line that intersection up better, just to make
I know
it flow.
there's a lot of people who do not like roundabouts. But
Yeah.
I was initially in that camp, but now, I mean, I think roundabouts are great.
Yeah, I mean, if they're used properly
Yeah.
and they're constructed properly, they're a great tool for traffic flow. And I was the same way with you. I wasn't sure about them at the beginning, but as you use them around different places now, Quad Cities has a lot of them now, and you use them there, and so I'm definitely a fan, but I want them to be in the right places too. You can't just stick them everywhere for no reason. I think it's got to be warranted. There has to be a good reason why you're putting it there, and I think so far the ones that we're looking at, I think they follow that criteria.
All right, let's take a break for the weather is being brought to you by BillionAuto.com.
A beautiful early fall day is still on track for us here on our Thursday. We'll see continued sunny skies, light winds, and temperatures just a bit warmer this afternoon, reaching the low 70s. Overnight, mostly clear skies, becoming partly cloudy late. We'll see overnight lows near 50. With your Storm Track 8 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
We're up to 52 degrees, sunshine. Our update brought to you by BillionAuto.com.
If you're looking for the best place to start your car buying journey, take the easy road to a great deal at BillionAuto.com. You can shop 16 new car brands and over 4,500 new and pre-owned vehicles all at your fingertips. Plus, estimate your trade value in minutes and apply for credit pre-approval in just a few easy steps, allowing multiple lenders to compete for your business. Take the easy road to your next vehicle at BillionAuto.com. Not all credit applications approved.
As always, appreciate the mayor coming in, Scott Maddasion. Boy, we got some interesting things we've talked about already today, and
Yeah.
we're not done.
Yeah.
So the biodiesel plant, fill me in on this one.
Yeah, so it's a little bit over a $1.5 billion project that we've been working on it for 5 years. So I'm one of those people that are, hopeful, but not real optimistic it's going to happen. But things have been moving pretty in a positive fashion over the last 3 or 4 months with them, as far as getting their things ready to go. So hopefully they can buy the ground and go. Get it going. So we have a call with them on Friday. This is 100% sustainable aviation fuel is what it would be. So kind of a pretty big operation. It's like 60 or 80 jobs right in that range. And we have been working on it for a while, but we do have that call. That's one of the projects that people ask me most about when they're asking me about those types of things, and I'm out in the community. So felt it was important to just say, hey, we're kind of progressing with them, but the deadline is 12/31 on the contract now. That the council gave them. So they have till 12/31 to buy ground and get moving.
Okay.
If not, we may see this project, dead in the water. I'm not sure. It'd be up to council if they want to extend any agreements with them or anything. But
Where are these people out of?
Texas. One of them's from Boston. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they. This is they've looked at a couple locations in Iowa, and we're the last one that's still standing. So we're hopeful. We hope that it'll happen. I think it'll be a really cool project. Being on the UP main line is attractive for them because sustainable aviation fuel, obviously they're going to sell to probably O'Hare and places like that. So you have a direct line in there from this on the UP main line. So it's a cool project. We're moving it along. We'll see what happens on Friday. We'll see what their updates are. Talking to Matt, the city administrator, he said that they were extremely positive the other day when they're setting this meeting and said they have some really good news. So hopefully that means they're going to send us a check for some ground and get moving dirt, right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And every time Mary and I drive out west, Atlas,
Yeah.
And we drive out there regularly, and it's always different looking.
Yeah, there's an update in the paper this morning that I read from Atlas. It's a little blurb. I think it was maybe on the last page of the main section there, and talking about things were progressing, and their silos are complete, concrete's down, they're starting to move some equipment in, and it also said they're hiring maintenance and electricians and things right now. Potentially some supervisors as well. So there's some jobs that are going to be opening up out there. So if someone's looking, and you're qualified.
And now they have like an office in downtown Clinton, right?
Yeah,
the old chamber office.
Yeah, the old chamber office. That's what they're using right now for their headquarters until they can get in out there. So yeah, I mean, they're progressing quite a bit. If you go out there. I saw some pictures yesterday, actually, from Matt, that the rail is getting installed out there, and all the switches and all the different things. And we mentioned the last program that we partnered with Burlington Junction Railway to move rail cars, and so that's coming along as well. The contract with them to get that going. And then Super 8 Logistics is out there, and they're building their building, and they're going to want to do some transload right away with rail cars and things. So. There's going to be a lot of activity out there that you're going to be seeing, and a lot of rail cars moving around here in the near future, which is really, really cool.
How much revenue does the city get from that, Scott?
From
from all this manufacturing and things
so
like that?
Right now, just any tax revenue outside of an abatement, most of those places get tax abatements for, whatever it is, 10 to 20 years, depending on what the package was. So tax revenue at the moment is what you would see from that only. Once the rail cars start moving, it hasn't been defined in a contract yet, but the city will receive revenue from those rail cars that are moving. So the Burlington Junction will get some, the city will get some. A lot of ours for the first while will be put into a maintenance fund, because obviously we have to have funds because it's public rail out there, so we have to be able to fix the rail track and all that kind of stuff. But down the line, the more businesses we get in there, the more rail cars we see moving, the more revenue the city gets. And then, once we have that maintenance fund built, that revenue could be used for upgrades to the park. It could be used for other parts of the city, different things. So, yeah.
We got a great show here today.
Hey.
Still working with the Humane Society on a contract?
Yeah, that's been a big topic if you're online or in the paper and things like that. So we are working with the Humane Society to solidify a new contract for taking stray animals, taking those that are surrendered, that the APO picks up, the police officers. So we're working on that. Don't believe what you read online. We're working through it with them. It's just it's taking a little bit longer than I think anybody's expected. But, the Humane Society is a good partner, and we enjoy working with them. So we're hoping that we can kind of come to an agreement and get a new contract in place. And if we can't, then, the city will have to look at other options. So right now we're hopeful that we can come to an agreement. But again, the hoarding cases, it was like $217,000 over the last year that we paid for hoarding cases, which is care of animals that we came in. There's 40 cats in a house or something, and we have to take them. And the current revenue model, or the current expense model for the city on the contract it's one of those things that's just not sustainable. It's hard to budget for, it's hard to control, and we need to be a little more controlled in how we handle that. So you don't want a lot of the things out there where we can't foresee what the cost is going to be. And there's going to be things like that in the city budget where, stuff happens, right? Yeah. Just like at home, right? Stuff happens, you got to pay for it, right? But we want to have a little bit more of a controlled model so we can better budget and know what we're going to expect from something like that.
Okay, very good. Grant funds for a trail?
Yeah, that was on a council meeting a couple weeks ago. We actually ranked number 1 in the regional planning affiliation as far as getting trail money. So we got $500,000 to do the trail on South 14th Street. That's the trail committee. The Trails Advisory Committee ranked that number 1. So basically it will connect in front of Bluff School there to the trail that's going to be on Bluff and Manufacturing, right? It'll connect there. It'll go down 14th. It'll link up to... It'll go down, it'll cut across in the neighborhood, and it'll link up to Honeywell Fields and then back out to Highway 30. So just kind of trying to increase our trail network throughout the city, so we're more, walkable, bikeable, and then obviously, the fitness conscious folks that are out there doing that as well. So.
And you're one of those. You like to be out there getting fit.
Knees are getting bad.
State of the City is coming up November 12th.
Yep, November 12th is the annual State of the City address. It's at 12 p.m. It'll be at Eagle Point Lodge, just like it always is. Lunch will be served, and you just have to go online and sign up. Usually it's through the chamber website because they have that software where you can sign up. Limited space available, obviously. You can only fit so many people in there. One thing that's going to be cool this year is if you've been up there lately, we put technology in there. There's TV screens all over, big, so that, not only if you rent it for a party or something like that, you can play your slideshows or play or whatever, but now it'll be a cool thing for the State of the City. Instead of having that projector that nobody can see from the other side of the room, it'll be a cool, comprehensive thing so you'll be able to see, and it's pretty cool. So
when you talk about the State of the City, it always reminds me that you said your first State of the City was done during COVID.
My first State of the City was done during COVID, standing in the council chambers with me and Matt and Josh, the IT Josh Hansen. So and we were broadcasting it on the city Facebook page and the city YouTube page, and that's how we did the first State of the City. And so this will be number 6. Number 6. I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a. It's kind of a.
So how does that? What's the agenda on that? The format on that?
So we talk.
Is there
about,
any Q&A at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
We allow for questions at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, we hit a lot of stuff. We hit about everything that the departments have done in the last year. We go department by department all the way down. We talk about goals that the city council set. Did we meet them? Did we not? We talk about projections for the future. So it's a little bit of everything. It's kind of a. You could say it's a little bit of a brag session to say, hey, this is what we've done, right? But then also an opportunity for people to come. And, you can ask whatever questions you want. And we have city staff there and everything. So if I can't answer it, we'll have people there that can help answer it.
Yeah, who all speaks? I mean, who's all up there
Just me.
on the panel? You're the only one?
Just me, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just me, yeah. So, but, like all the department heads will be there and everything. So we could
Okay.
always get questions answered. But, it's me, and we deliver that. And, the department heads do a lot of work on this. I mean, they put a lot of input into, hey, this is what my department did. Here's the great things. And, we want to highlight if we got any awards or we did anything like that. We had Dustin Krogman a couple years back won Turf Manager of the
Yeah.
Year. Things like that we want to highlight and showcase. And then obviously we talk about the budget a little bit and the fiscal stuff, obviously, because that's what most people are concerned with. And
And your final point, and again, thank you so much for coming in. You are looking for citizens to fill spots on a couple of things?
Yeah, so we have a traffic study commission, which is folks that are going to be engaged into any changes or things that need to be done on roads. Like recently, we just changed the speed limit going out to the Brandon Hills area to 35. Because if you were going west, it was 45, and if you were going east, it was 35. So we needed to make this correlate. I don't know how we never caught that.
I didn't
right?
realize that.
Yeah, so we fixed that. So they're going to take on things like that. If there's a neighborhood that needs a stop sign, if there's something, those things go through the traffic commission. That's a group of citizens that make recommendations to council, similar to the traffic lights that we're removing. That
Okay.
went through that commission first,
Oh,
and then it
okay.
comes to council, right? So council can either agree with the recommendation or not, right, and go on a different path. So that and the Human Rights Commission, we have spots open on them. So Human Rights Commission is going to handle any civil rights claims or anything like that would happen in the city. They're the adjudicating body for that. So they do a lot of good work, and then they also do a ton of other things. They have a pretty good humanitarian award that they do every year to give it to someone in the community that's excelled in that kind of thing, and so that's a good commission as well. So if you're interested in either one of those, you can do an application online, and we'll next advisory appointment committee meeting we will appoint folks that have applied to that. So yeah. Kind of a nice way to get involved in the city, and it's not too invasive. It's usually one meeting a month, and then whatever else is going on. So.
And finally, we'll talk to you again on the second Thursday in November, but at that time, the city election have already taken place.
Oh yeah, it will.
Yeah. It'll be Tuesday, November 4th.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So I am extremely excited that we have people running. right? That to me, like the citizens being able to have a choice for each position is really cool. So I know Ward 1 is unopposed. That one is unopposed, which is great. Ward 2, there's 2 people, so there's a choice there, and then there's 5 people that ran for at-large for 2 seats.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see people wanting to get involved and going out there, and then from here, kind of see what happens. So it looks like, obviously, because we have 3 current council members that are not running again, we are going to have a new look on the council as of January 1. So obviously, first ward will be different, Ward 3 will be different, and then 1 seat potentially, or maybe 2, we'll know what happens, will be different. So this is the time where the whole council, the whole control of the council can change, so to speak, right? Because 4 seats is a majority. It's probably the more important of the 2 city elections in that regard. So
looking forward to visiting with you then.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.